Hey everybody, this is Rorree, and today we're going to talk about positive thinking. And as you all know, thinking positively is very important to having success in life. So we're going to take a little quiz, and it's the positive thinking quiz, and you're going to answer as honestly as you possibly can, and you're going to just read the questions and pick any answer between 1 through 5, and then afterwards it's going to spit out a score and let you know how you show up. So before we get into the quiz, which is listed below, I just want to mention a few things. I thought this would be something key to talk about because some people think they're positive and they're really not. And you know, I associate with people and they think they're the most positive people in the world, and I just go, really? Okay, you know, that wasn't so positive, but okay. But you know what, I'm not the positive police, so you know, I just let people be where they are, right? But anyway, so some people just are a little bit pessimistic. Some people are realists. You know, sometimes it's difficult to see something other than what's right in front of you, you know, and you know, sometimes it's a little challenging to be positive. I remember initially when I first started learning about thinking positive years ago, and when I would listen to the words that would come out of my mouth, or I would listen to my own self-talk, that's when I realized that not everything that I was hearing in my head or that I was saying was that positive. And words are powerful. I believe that your word is your wand, and when you speak things, you actually speak things into existence. Words are very powerful. So I started minding what I was saying. And it was kind of funny because sometimes if I didn't know how to say something in a positive way, I would just like pause and be like, I don't really know how to answer that, you know, because I would try to answer things positively versus sometimes in the way that they appeared in reality. So anyway, you know, if someone is not so positive, it's okay, but we will get into that a little bit later as to which way you want to go with not so positive people. Alrighty, so the first thing that I want you to do is just to pay attention to how you're showing up in life. Pay attention to the things that you're saying. Pay attention to the words that you speak out about yourself. Pay attention to the words that you speak out about others, especially your children and your loved ones. You know, especially with your kids. Some people, when the kids are like, you know, terrible twos, terrible threes, whatever they are today. You know, it used to be terrible twos, now it's terrible threes, whatever. But, you know, I would hear people saying, he's bad, she's bad. And when you say those things to a 1, a 2, a 3-year-old or what have you, and you keep reinforcing those negative affirmations about the person, then you will actually create that in that person. That person will actually start to act out what it is that you keep calling that person. So be mindful of what you say about people, especially people that you really, really care about. Even saying things like, oh Lord, what's next? I stopped saying that because I remember I had a relative that was getting into a little bit of trouble, and I kept going, oh Lord, what's next? And every time I would say that, something next would happen. And I was like, I'm going to stop asking God what's next, because every time I say what's next, something worse happens. So anyway, you want to be careful with the words that are coming out of your mouth. Just choose your words carefully. So I want you to just start paying attention every day to what's coming out of your mouth, how you are showing up, what you're saying, how you're responding to people. That's important as well. You know, sometimes people may say something and you're very quick to respond or react to what they're saying, instead of sitting back and absorbing what they're saying and then respond in a more positive manner. Or sometimes you don't have to respond at all, you know. Sometimes, I mean, I've had plenty of people that say ugly things to me. I've even had friends that say ugly things to me, and you know what, I know that them being ugly is really not my problem, and it's really not an attack against me. It really is their problem. You know, if they speak ugly and harsh and negative, that's really on them. And if they want to speak negativity out against me, that really really is their problem as well, because their opinion don't control my life. You know, what you say about me, that's your business, really, not mine. But anyway, I'm not going to live up to whatever you say. So anyway, especially if it's negative. But anyway, so I just want you to just start paying attention to how you're showing up. The next thing that I want you to do is do some things that bring joy to your life. So I noticed actually earlier this year, at one point I was able to spend a little bit more time working in my business, and I love my business. It brings joy to my life. It's like a passion. But then at one point I wasn't able to spend as much time with my business, and I started to feel a little low, like, golly, you know, I don't get to do this. And so I had to recognize what was really going on and what was missing, and it was my business. I was like, wow, I am not spending as much time in my business, and that's making me feel a little special. So I make sure that I do a few things in my business every day that brings joy to my life. So, I mean, it could be business. It could be listening to music. I love listening to different artists. I love singing Katy Perry with my daughter on the way to school. You know, You're Gonna Hear Me Roar, and you know, we sing, and that's her school's theme song or something. So we just sing all the words, and she corrects me, and I just sing what I want to sing. But you know, we have a wonderful time. That brings joy to my life. So that's one way I start my life out, with some joy. You know, joy brings out positivity. I love taking my time helping my daughter to get ready for school instead of rush. So I love days that I can just be with my daughter and help her get ready to go to school. Some other things, you could read positive affirmations, do some positive reading, speaking, anything, listening. Let's see, the morning boost. You can read our affirmations or our quotes, listen to some of our training. Just do something positive. Do something that brings some joy to your life, whatever that is, on a daily basis. Try to do it in the morning, right before you get started. It really makes a difference. Another thing that you want to do is not spend a lot of time. Now, sometimes you have to be around people that are a little negative or not so positive thinking, or they have stinking thinking, you know. But you might want to limit your time with people that are not so positive. Limit your conversations with people who aren't so positive, and don't add to the conversation. If someone is speaking about something that is really, really negative, then, you know, limit it and then keep on moving. You know, I have some people that are in my life, and sometimes that's all they want to do is talk about negativity. And I will often change the conversation, or I'll say, you know what, I gotta go. I'm gonna have to talk to you later, you know, because sometimes I've had enough, you know, of the negativity. I'm like, Lord, here we go. So anyway, so you want to kind of limit your time that you spend with negative people, because that energy, you know, catches on. And we're going to talk about energy in a minute. But actually, the next thing I want to do is read to you a poem. It's kind of like a poem or a statement. I received it some years ago, many, many years ago. And it's called The Company You Keep. It's better to be alone than in the wrong company. Tell me who your best friends are, and I will tell you who you are. If you run with wolves, you will learn how to howl. But if you associate with eagles, you'll learn how to soar to great heights. A mirror reflects a man's face, but what he is really like is shown by the friends he chooses. The simple but true fact of life is that you become like those with whom you closely associate, for the good and the bad. The less you associate with some people, the more your life will improve. Anytime you tolerate mediocrity in others, it will increase your mediocrity. An important attribute in successful people is their impatience with negative thinking and negative acting people. As you grow, your associates will change. You will make new friends. Some of your friends will not want you to go on. They will want you to stay right there where they are. Friends that don't help you to climb, they're going to want you to crawl. Your friends will either stretch your vision or choke your dreams. Those that don't increase you will eventually decrease you. Consider this. Never receive counsel from unproductive people. So if somebody don't have anything going on and they're not doing anything, when they try to give you counsel, you need to just let that go right here. You know, you can kind of listen to it, because sometimes, you know, sometimes not the best coach is the best player. Yeah, I've heard all that. But if you're receiving some serious advice and that person isn't doing anything themselves, then you might want to really pay attention to where you're getting your advice from. Never discuss your problems with someone incapable of contributing to the solution, because those who never succeed themselves are always the first to tell you how. Now, I remember, boy, I used to be the person that would be like, what do you think? So what do you think? So what do you think? And I'd be asking everybody what they thought. Nobody thought anything. You know, I was always the one giving all the advice. But after a while, I was like, why do I keep asking her or him what they think? Because they really never have anything to contribute. So why do I keep asking them what do they think? So you really have to pay attention. If a person is not even capable, and I call that not having the tools in their toolbox. If a person doesn't have the equipment to contribute to your success or whatever it is that you're doing, why are you talking to them? You know what I mean? So you're going to have to ask yourself that question and stop wasting your time, you know, trying to solicit advice from people that aren't capable of giving it to you. Not everyone has the right to speak into your life. Now, about that is so serious, you know, because words are powerful, as I said earlier. And when someone is speaking into your life, that could really affect you. Like, I remember when I was going to move to another state and I was going to set up my wellness practice there versus where I was. And this one young lady came up to me and she was like, oh, why are you going to go there? The people there are like this and the people there are like that. And you're not going to have success there. And da-da-da-da. And I was like, Lord, that was a whole bunch of negativity she dumped on me unsolicited, because I ain't asked her opinion. But anyway, and I was just like, wow, that's really rough, because once I got to that place, you know, to the other town, I did have ups and downs. I did. And sometimes I would think about what she said when I would have my ups and downs. But you know what? If I would have allowed all of that negativity she dumped on me to penetrate me, I might not even have tried to be successful. And you know, to me that is worse than having a failure or something like that. So, you know, don't always let people speak into your life, because your journey is about your journey, and your ups and downs are going to be about your ups and downs. Your bumps and bruises are going to be about your bumps and bruises. And nobody has the right to take that away from you, because you're going to learn from what happens on your journey. So anyway, let's get back to this little story here. Okay, where were we? Okay. Let's see. You are certain to you are certain to get the worst of a bargain when you exchange ideas with the wrong person. Don't follow anyone who's not going anywhere. Remember, with some people, you will spend an evening. With others, you will invest it. I'd rather invest my time with people. When I feel like people are wasting my time, or wasting my breath, you know, if I'm talking to someone and I have to tell them the same thing over and over and over and over, you know what? You are wasting my time. You need to pay me for this time you wasting. And as a matter of fact, don't pay me, just leave me alone, okay? All right. So if you ask someone who's going nowhere fast where you should go, guess what? You're going to be going nowhere, and you're going to be doing nothing just like them, okay? So stay away from people that aren't doing anything, you know, if you're trying to be successful. Now, if you're trying to be just like them, living on Mediocre Boulevard, then go ahead, you know, follow that crowd if that's where you want to be, because everybody wants to be somewhere. And, you know, I have no problem if you want to be there, okay? So, Be careful where you stop to inquire for directions along the road of life. And that's what I've been saying. Wise is the person who fortifies his life with the right friendships. It is said that a true friend is a second self, someone who wants as much for you as they do for themselves. Remember, everybody is not your friend. You get that? Okay, I'm trying to teach my daughter that now. Okay? Little girl came up, socked her in the stomach the other day. I had to spend 2 days at the vice principal's office to get the bottom of this craziness. And she's going to tell me, she was my friend. I said, well, guess what? She's not now. Okay? Everybody is not your friend. Now the little girl's coming up to her, I want to be your friend. I'm like, I don't know how I feel about that. Because anybody that just often sock you in the stomach, something's a little wrong with them. But anyway, that's a whole nother story. All right. Recognize them for what they are and move on. That's what I say. But you know, she's only 7, so she may not get that yet. It may take her a little while to learn these lessons. They become somebody that you just know. Okay? They need to just be over there in the corner. Somebody that you just know. Okay? Associate yourselves with people who are doing good things, positive things, and the right things. All right, so anyway, I love that story, poem, whatever it is. I don't know who wrote it, but I got it some years ago, and it really made me think about myself. It made me think about who I was surrounding myself with. You know, because really, if you hang around with a bunch of buzzards, you're gonna be a buzzard too. So, you know, lift yourself up. We talk sometimes about how you need to be able to pull up on people. Well, if everybody is pulling up on you and you giving your hand out and reaching down to help everybody, well, who you pulling up on? You know what I mean? They're going to end up pulling you down if you don't have anybody to reach up to. So just pay attention to who your associates are, who your associations are. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is energy. And one thing that you want to do with yourself to become a little bit more positive is to release energy that's not serving you well. Release energy that's not yours. And believe it or not, you have been collecting energy since you were in your mama's womb, okay? When you were in your mama's womb, you were collecting her energy. You were hearing what she was saying. You were hearing what the other people around were saying. If there were arguments, you were hearing those and you were feeling the energy of those. If there were pleasant things going on, you were feeling that. I remember my daughter used to, while she was in my belly, she used to hear me playing different meditation music. And today she loves music, and she actually loves my meditation music, and she would be bouncing around in there when I'd have my music on. I'd be like, wow, this girl like this music. But you know, you're collecting energy from the time you're in the womb to present, and you've got to learn how to release it, because not all of it belongs with you. You know, if you remain, that's why we have so much baggage, because if you continue just collecting energy from all these different sources, then you become bogged down. What happens is you don't know what you like from what you got from somebody else. You know, you may be afraid of something and have no idea why you're afraid of this thing, but somewhere somebody planted a seed in you that said you should be afraid of this because they're afraid of this, and so now that little piece of energy has germinated into a belief system. So I teach people how to meditate, and visually I teach you how to release energy. So definitely you could check out one of my MP3 downloads or something. Get some kind of a meditation, whether it's mine or someone else's, and learn how to release energy that is not yours, because the only energy that really belongs with you should be yours. And once you start releasing it, you'll find that you'll become more clear. You'll kind of know more about where you want to go. You'll tap more into your God mind. You'll hear the messages that He's speaking to you. You know, you will just be in a much better place. You'll find that you're less stressful. You'll find that you respond versus react to to situations, you will just see a big change in your life once you start the process of releasing energy that's not serving you well. And the last thing we're going to talk about today is just starting your day off with something positive. I know we said that before, but definitely start your day off with something positive. I call it a power hour. Every day I spend an hour with me, okay? You deserve an hour. You do. Shut everything down and take out an hour to be with yourself, whether it be first thing in the morning or the last thing at night or whenever you find this time in the day. But spend 1 hour with yourself. Have it be your power hour. During my power hour, I meditate. Sometimes I sing little songs. I like Deva Premal. I like Enya. I might sing some of their music. I love Krishna Das. I love a lot of different artists. But I might listen to their music. I might dance a little bit, while I'm meditating. I might have my eyes closed and be dancing in my visions, So, and I write, I journal. I talk to God. I really have a good time in my power hour. So I write, I read affirmations, and I even write things, affirmations or positive quotes for other people. So do something positive for yourself. I start this out first thing in the morning, but do it for yourself at some point during the day. Have yourself a power hour. So, you guys, that's all I'm going to talk about today, because I could talk about positive thinking all day long, but we're going to wrap up with that, and I hope you have Thank you so much for tuning in to the Totally Rorree channel. I hope that the clip that you just watched helps you to enhance your life in some kind of way, because it's my truest desire for you to create the life that you desire, for you to have that abundant life that you want for yourself. So click the subscribe button so that you could never miss any of the tips that we have for you on our channel. And don't forget to click the link in the description box or the link on the video so that you can receive your free gift. And lastly, if you feel that this video could help somebody else, even if it could just help one person, please share the video on social media. And the last thing is, I want you to remember that you deserve to live the life of your dreams. So stay tuned. Peace.